Well, hello everyone. My name is Mary, but you can call me Hawk if you would like to based on my username. Today's video is all about discernment tips, using your intuition and whether or not what you're receiving is intuitive guidance, spiritual guidance, anxiety, or something else entirely, and if it serves you. Some disclaimers before I begin. If you hear noise in the background, whether it sounds like a stampede of screaming elephants because of my upstairs neighbor's two toddlers who have their room directly above mine, I can't do much about that, nor can I do much about, living with other people in this apartment. People make noise. I also have a desktop water fountain on, so if you hear like a humming motor or water in the background, it's my desktop water fountain that I have just to calm myself down and help me not to get too overstimulated. Also, if you notice something up with my eyebrow, I had a little casualty because of a eyebrow pimple. Very painful, but thankfully I've dealt with it. But unfortunately, some hairs were a casualty, so now I have a little funky spot that I sometimes fill in with random colors. Today it was a brownish kind of purplish pink. It's what I felt like going for, because hey, if I have a little bald spot in my brows now, I might as well make it look how I feel like looking. Also, yes, this is semi-scripted, so if you see me looking down as if I am reading off something, that's what that is. And also, final disclaimer, be respectful towards each other. It's okay if you hold different beliefs or come from a different religious background, but if you go trying to convert people or shame others for their beliefs in my comment section, or even my beliefs in my comment section, you're just gonna get blocked. You're just gonna get hidden from the channel, so be respectful and don't make a fool of yourself in my comment section, please. It's okay to hold different beliefs, but if you're gonna try to force people to believe what you believe, it's not gonna go over well. So that's all I'm gonna say. It's okay to bounce ideas off each other as long as you're doing it respectfully. Now, moving my notes aside, what's this video about? Disclaimers aside. Well, in your life, especially your spiritual path and practice, it is important to learn how to discern. Sometimes our gut instinct and inner knowing, or intuition, will tell us, whether subtly or otherwise, if something is off or even dangerous, or if you just need to know a little something about the situation. It may not always seem to have a logical reason for being there or happening, and often those who struggle with anxiety and intrusive thoughts, such as myself, can struggle in discerning whether or not our guides or intuition are truly warning us, or if it's our mental health flaring up again. So, I know what that's like. I struggle with mental health. I mean, I have PTSD, anxiety, I have depression, and I also struggle with intrusive thoughts sometimes. So I get what that can be like, and I get where it can be a big struggle to discern: is that my intuition? Is righteous anger, or is this my mental health? It can be really hard to discern that, and having this advice might help some of you. Also, in this video, I will teach some tips for discernment. So let's get into those tips, shall we? And also, I will have a little test in this video too, so if you want to test your discernment skills, you are in luck. So, number one, my first advice is to learn to pay attention to the signals you get energetically, or even in your physical body, when it comes to anxiety, stress, intrusive thoughts, but also intuition, guidance, like gut instinct. Try to take note, maybe in a notebook or journal, or perhaps even in your notes app on your phone, where in your body, where do you feel it the most when you're experiencing anxiety, spiraling, or intrusive thoughts. Where do you feel in your body? What do you feel in your body? How do you feel it in your body? What do you feel when you are anxious? Learn to discern what that feels like first. Learn to pay attention to what that feels like. Because once you get a feel for, oh, I know how my anxiety feels when I'm getting dysregulated, when I'm getting almost into that spiraling, catastrophizing state, when I am experiencing intrusive thoughts, when I just feel anxious or panicky, learn to know what that feels like. And once you do that, once you have a pretty consistent idea of what that feels like, and this can be very helpful to share with the therapist too, by the way, the next thing you do is to discern or pay attention to where, how, and what you feel in your body when you detect a bit of truth, where you feel in your body when you detect a lie, and pay attention to how you feel when you think you are receiving these intuitive guidance or guidance nudges when they come in. And write down or type somewhere again in that same notes app what it feels like when you experience intuitive guidance. When something resonates, how does it what does it feel like? How does it feel? Where are you feeling it? take note of these things. And also see if that differs and how it differs from what you feel when your mental health flares. Is it different? How so? How different does anxiety feel and something really resonating or seeming to stick with you intuitively? What does that feel like? Is there a difference in how your body feels when you are receiving either thing? If so, pay attention. That is a big sign of your intuition, your body kind of communicating, hey, this is more than just anxiety, or maybe this is just anxiety. It can help communicate that with you. I don't know how to articulate that quite right, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. So with that being said, if you do would like to, please pause for a moment, pause this video after I'm about to say what I'm saying, and try to pay attention to what you feel when you are anxious, or experiencing intrusive thoughts, or spiraling. And also write down what and how and where you feel when something resonates, when something is intuitively being given to you, like you're downloading that, or your higher self is communicating with you. Take note of that, because we're about to do an exercise. So pause, take note. Okay, now that you're back, and it might have been 5 seconds I paused here for a few seconds, I am going to do a little test with you to see what, where, and how you feel when I give you two truths and a lie, and I want you to try to discern what is a lie and what is a truth. Pay attention to what you're feeling energetically. When I say what I am about to say, pay attention to where you feel it, pay attention to how you feel it, how strongly. Does it feel weird in your gut? Does it feel in your chest? Do you feel it in your third eye? Where do you feel it energetically when I am saying what I'm about to say? And pay attention to if it differs from one thing to the next. And be sure to let me know in the comment section too, if you feel like it, what you felt was the truth and what you felt was the lie, because I will pin in the comments what the lie was. So the first truth, whether it is truthful or not, is I, Mary, own a deer's skull and pelt. Is that truth or is that a lie? Pay attention. That is the first thing. The second thing, the second truth, whether it is really truthful or not, is that before I got into spirituality and witchcraft, I was originally an atheist. Now, discern. Is that a truth or is that a lie? Pay attention. Now, the third truth, whether it is truthful or not, is that I, Mary, or Hawk, the person making this video that you are watching, has uterus didelphus, or two uteruses. Is that a truth or is that a lie? You discern. Now, that being said, in your notes or in the comment section, which one did you feel was a lie? Which one of those three? Is it the deer skull in pelt? Is it me originally being an atheist? Or is it me having two uteruses? Which one's the lie? Which one's the lie? Tell me in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to let you know in the comments, in the pinned comment, I should say, what the lie was. Because I want you to really trust your intuition here. Don't second guess. Whatever you feel initially, go with it. Just for this exercise. Okay, now that we have done that exercise, I am going to tell you a few other things that you can do to really learn to discern. Let's just put it that way. The first, not the first, I already went through the first, which is paying attention to the body signals that you get, whether it's anxiety, intrusive thoughts, or intuition, or spiritual guidance, learning to discern that, and truth from a lie. The second thing is divination. I like pendulums for this. You can use your pendulum or your body, or both. And be careful, of course, have spiritual protections, especially if you're going to use your body like a pendulum, but using your pendulum for yes, no, and maybe answers is really helpful for if you really need that extra nudge on, was that really, is that really something I need to be aware of or pay attention to, or is it my anxiety? You can ask it. You can ask, was that my anxiety? And it'll tell you yes or no. And before you ask it the question, be sure to ask it to show you what a yes answer looks like, to show you what a no answer looks like, to show you what a maybe answer looks like, and pay attention to how it swings. Now you can ask it, yes, no questions regarding insights and information you are getting or feeling or you're sensing. Ask it. And additionally, you know how I mentioned your body being used as a pendulum earlier? You can use it as a pendulum. Your body can do the same thing. You can ask your body to show you a yes. Ask your body to show you what a yes feels like. Ask your body to show you what a no feels like. And pay attention to the bodily sensations and bodily movements for yes, no, and maybe. And now you can use your own body anytime like a pendulum. Yes, you can do that. And that is a very easy, you don't have to have a magical tool for that. You just need your body and to pay attention to your body and what sensations you're feeling. Pay attention to that and really tune in and discern what you are feeling. And that can really be a good way to learn to tune into your intuition, to tune into that inner knowing, the inner wisdom, that higher self, that part of you that is connected. It can help you learn to tune in and also learn to discern. And the third thing is to ask yourself when you receive insight or information, or like you receive a download and you're not sure if it's your intuition or if it's coming from outside of you or if it's coming from you, ask is this coming from me? Is this information coming or energy coming from me? Pay attention. Ask it like a yes no, and pay attention to what your body feels. Ask, is this my anxiety? Is this my ego? Is this my mental health? Is it something else? Like, is it something other than spiritual or intuitive guidance? And pay attention to whether that's a yes or a no. Pay attention to the signals and feelings and sensations your body gives you. It'll be a pretty dead giveaway as to, usually, not always, but usually, if what you're feeling is truly what you think it is, if it's anxiety or if it's intuition, if it's spiritual. Help you to discern that. And some other tips I have and recommendations is to pay attention to your daydreams and actual dreams for themes, signs, and patterns, and also pay attention to whether or not these things, these synchronicities happen in your everyday waking life. They can often tend to mesh together. It's very interesting. Do you feel especially drawn to cleansing or something like that? If you feel like in your dreams, in your daydreams, that you're cleaning a lot, you're clearing out, you're cleansing, pay attention to that, because that might be a signal to start cleansing, to start decluttering, for instance. Also, the second little tip here is when listening to pick-a-card readings or things like that on YouTube, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Not every message or part of every message is meant for everyone. And when something resonates, pay attention, write that down. If something doesn't resonate, it may not be meant for you, and that's okay. Also, the third tip is to keep a journal or online notes app or something to track all of what I just told you about, perhaps even a section in your book of shadows, and pay attention to your body and the energies. If something seems off, there's a good chance it is, and learning to discern that yes and no in your body, that truth from a lie, is very important for discerning, is this my anxiety? Or is this something intuitive? It can be very helpful for some. It is for me anyways. Obviously, do what works for you. Do not go harming yourself mental health-wise. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful. Let me know what of the things I told you, those little truths, which one was a lie. Let me know. Anyways, this is Hawk or Mary signing out. Stay magical. Have a wonderful day. Bye.